Now it's time to turn our attention to the exterior of this building. In terms of our building, lighting and rendering the exterior and the surrounding area is very similar to the interior. The main difference occurs when you want to add a background to the scene, such as clouds or ground effects. The same would apply if you're about to render a mechanical object against a suitable background. Now we need to make some changes to our setup here, and we'll start in our standard isometric view of the building. We need to do a couple of things. I'm going to change the position and direction of our directional light, which is right here. So first of all, I'm going to move this light to the corner. So I'll pick that up there, move it to the corner. Then I want to rotate it. I'm going to click on rotate. We need to make the pivot point there. Let's go to the top orientation. And I'm in 2 points here. And with a bit of luck, I can move this around so it's pretty much on the corner like that. Secondly, I'm going to move the light up a little. Let's move it back to the top of that construction line. And I'm going to move the target so that it was on the window, but now let's put it on the wall here. On the corner of the wall is fine. That takes care of that. Next thing I want to do is add a construction line for my camera. So let's start the line tool. I'm in construction. I have my standard red color. I'm starting from the corner again, and I'm zooming out in this direction round about 55 feet, give or take, which is around 16.5 meters. That will do. And then we'll go upwards vertically, and that will be around 6 feet, 1800 millimeters. So here's my camera location, and I am going to snap it to this corner here, around about 6 foot high. And here's my camera view. Let's do a very quick render. And I'm going to use my default draft. And let's see what we get. Zoom out a little bit. That's not too bad. The light is about right. I'm getting reasonable shadows, not too stark. And I'm seeing the stucco and the roofing tiles very nicely. So that will do just fine. So we'll drop that one down and get rid of this for the moment and move on. Now that render was pretty boring, really, when you think about it. It's just a building stuck in the middle of space as far as we can tell. So we do need to add some ground information and eventually a background. But let's start with the ground information. Now you'll find a file in your working files folder called exteriorsetups.pdf. I want you to open that and look at the first part of it for this particular video number. And what you're going to draw is this. Now this is just a copy of that first model, but I've added the exterior elements to this. Now what you'll see is a grassy area. That's this rectangle here. You'll see a sidewalk area. And you'll see a curb, which is a solid, and a road surface. It's a very, very simple drawing. The dimensions are in that file, as are the materials that I'd like you to attach to these elements. So I'd like you to read that right now, add the elements to your drawing, and attach the materials as directed. Then come back when you're done. Now that should have been an easy drawing for you to do. Now we need to do another render of this, but before we do, I want to change the location of my camera. What I'm going to do is a little stretching here. Click on the extend line. I want to take this line past here. And while we're at it, let's move this one too. That one gets moved from there to there. Good. And now I can put a new camera in here. So, set up camera, data point in the view, wide angle. There's my camera location point, and again, round about 6 foot or so above. There it is. Now I've done this so I can see the corner here of the curb and my roadway. Let's try this one now, and I'm going to do a fairly large one this time. So here comes my render. And I am going to do this in a little better rendering. I'm going to use exterior better this time. So I'll close that up and I will select exterior better. And let's see what we get. Not too bad. You can see the roadway, the curb, sidewalk, and the grass. And of course our regular finishes for the building. Now, the reason I had you use this particular grass material was that at this distance, in terms of our viewpoint, you really can't see the blades of grass that specifically. And if you tried to do that, you would have a much longer rendering time. Plus, you're going to start getting patterns showing up from the material graphics files, which you don't want. So at far distances, a generalized pattern is better than a more specific pattern. Well, so far so good. It's looking a lot better than it was. But now we need to start thinking about backgrounds. And we'll do that in the next video.